It's a second pole position in a row and fourth front row start in a row for the German Sebastian Vettel as he edged out teammate Daniel Ricciardo by just a tenth of a second here in Hungary, making it a Ferrari front row lockout. Pierre Gasly was best of the rest, the young Frenchman actually not far off the Ferraris, just half a tenth slower than Ricciardo and a shocking 8/10 quicker than Max Verstappen, who languishes down in fifth behind Lewis Hamilton, who seems to be having a resurgence of form after a disappointing 9th place start and finish at his home circuit of Silverstone. The reigning world champion Stoffel Vandoorne could only manage a 122.699, but at least he's in front of the Mercedes cars, Wehrlein over aarava on this occasion, and in 7th and 9th respectively. Once again impressing is the Italian rookie Giovinazzi in P8 and separating the Silver Arrows, while Carlos will have to do his best from P12. No one was more shocked to see Renault in the top 10 of qualifying than the struggling French team themselves, as Magnussen shockingly put in a 123.1 to go nearly half a tenth quicker than Bottas in P11.
What's going on, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to my F1 MyDriver career mode, episode number 4 today for Season 3, the Hungarian Grand Prix. If you missed the last episode, that was at the British Grand Prix, Silverstone. Then you can go click the card in the top right of the video right now, the annotation. You can go check that out. Again, as usual, thank you very much for the support on the episode and the series in general. Just awesome to see that even though we're in the middle of all the kind of early preview gameplay for F1 2016, that you guys really still want to keep on seeing this and you're so excited to see it in your sub box, and that just really does warm my heart. So thank you very much, guys, for that, and we can continue on with this series and hopefully push on and make sure we get it done before the F1 2016 career mode begins. As for our race today, not too sure how that's going to go. We're down in 9th place, a lot of understeer I was feeling in sector 1 and 3, so we're going to have to see how that really pans out on heavier fuel, but for sure we'll try our best and fight back as much as we can. The engineers are saying a 2-stop for us. There could be a 3-stop if we look at Season 2 and Season 1 and how that strategy went out for us last season. Well, we'll see how it goes. 5 red lights for the Hungarian Grand Prix. They don't wait an age, and we're off straight away for 35 laps around the Hungara ring. Magnussen not shooting off like a bullet down towards turn 1. Sainz is taking us on the right. Bottas on the left. We go down to turn 1. What can we do? We try and go down the inside of both the Toro Rosso cars. We nearly get pinched there by both of them. Bit of a sandwich there in turquoise, and we go side by side with Antonio Giovinazzi down towards the left-hander. Can we try and just keep it around the outside like we've seen so many real-life F1 drivers do? No, I've gone a bit too wide there on the entry to the corner, and Antonio gets me. We have to tuck in from behind. I think that's 12th place or maybe 10th as we look now. Sebastian Vettel leads from Pierre Gasly to Ricciardo in 3rd place, and we're right behind Antonio Giovinazzi in 10th place, but we make a move down the inside. Audacious move there. Really late call, but Antonio going very slow. We try and squeeze him out and pinch him out, hang him out to dry, and we'll just get him before the chicane. And so we're up into 9th place behind his teammate Carlos Sainz in the other Toro Rosso as we cut on to now the end of lap 1 towards the last corner. Let's see what we can do. Trying to size him up here in 3rd gear, trying to line the car up, get as good traction as we can off that final corner. Vettel sets far side of the Grand Prix, still going strong, holding off Pierre Gasly in the Red Bull for 1st place there. And here we go, getting some slipstream on the back end of the straight. Can we make a move? We're going to go for it. Dive down the inside into turn 1, go side by side with the Spaniard. He's going to hold it around the outside though, so he's done really well there. And so we're going to have to try and make the move on the next corner. We failed to do it on lap 1 on his teammate Antonio. Can we now do it on Carlos? Hang it around the outside, go a little bit wide. He's going to come back at us, but we get some good traction on the second part of the corner. We push him a little bit wide, and we have got up into what will be now 8th place. So fair racing there, no contact made, just a little bit of a nudge on the left-hand side just to make sure I kind of forced him off onto the off on the racing line, and we got that place up into 8th place. And now let's try and see if we can chase down our teammate Pascal Wehrlein, who's having a bit of an issue trying to close up on Verstappen. You got a bit of a train there of all the cars, and as we cut onto lap 7, so 5 laps later, unfortunately, only now are we really behind Wehrlein, nearly a second behind him. So it's taken us a little bit of a while, just showing that I was still getting into the rhythm of the car and everything, because obviously from qualifying we didn't really do that well, wasn't confident with the circuit, so trying to get up to speed. And around lap 8 was when I started to feel just a bit more comfy, but then we had to come in for a pit stop here because I'm going to try and do an undercut because I didn't feel like the option tyres really had much more life in them. You know, lap 8 is quite a long way in my opinion. I was actually ready to maybe hit on lap 7 or even 6, but we took them lap 8 because our team told us to come in on lap 8, so I did as they said, but I really felt like I probably could have even come in on lap 6, but if we did, that probably would have been a 3 stop for sure. So at least right now, because I've hit on lap 8, I could still technically do the 2 stop. We've come on prime tyres. Hopefully you saw there, I put the menu on prime tyres, so the white wall, medium wall tyres. So now we'll go to around, I would say, maybe lap 20 and see how this goes. And really, we just have to be patient on these tyres, not jump the gun, because I still think the 2-stop could work out. But if we jump the gun too early and maybe abandon that for a 3-stop, we could come to regret that. So we'll have to see how the pace is just really against all the other cars. But as we come through on lap 9, up into 14th place, our teammate Verline comes out the pit. So we have made the undercut work. Coming into turn 1, we make sure we get ahead of him there, and we're up into 13th place. So the undercut has worked, an absolute treat there on our teammate Verline, and we're ahead of him now. So that's really good to see. So as we cut later on onto the last corner of lap 9, Verline obviously on the option tyres, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's on this soft tyre, so he's going to be a bit faster coming out of this corner. Got good traction, so here he comes. He moves to the right hand side of the circuit. We're going to try and pinch him into the pit wall, just like Schumacher and Barrichello did in 2010. He's now going to give us some room down the inside, so we nip it down into turn 1, hit the apex, goes side by side, leave him the room. He's got soft tyres on, so he gets great traction. He's also got DRS, so that helps him out as well, and he's up into 10th place. We have a bit of a look there, but it wasn't ever going to work. But we did make him lock up a little bit. Well, there was some sort of tyre smoke coming off his car there, so we did kind of spook him a little bit into that corner, but it didn't really work at all. So now we have to try and just get a good line into sector 2, up the crest on the left-hander, down to 4th, getting some great traction in 4th gear. Now up the hill on the right-hand side, goes side by side on the exit. We push him off the circuit. He pushes us back onto the grass. Absolute ding-dong battle into the chicane now. We go deep. He still sticks it down the inside. He's got some side pod damage as we try and hang around the outside. Absolute wonderful battle with Pascal Verline, but he's just going to get it on the exit, I think. Yes, he will, as the natural racing line favours him, and he gets up into 10th. We're going to have to settle down for 11th place, but what a battle that was with Pascal Verline. Hard, but I think fair. I think a hard and fair battle there, but that was very, very close, but very, very awesome to have. But now we've got issues, because we've got the Toro Rosso of Giovinazzi right behind us in 12th place with some great speed, as we've seen all season with that Toro Rosso. Here he comes on the right-hand side, down my inside, again on the soft tyres. All these guys on soft tyres. We've got a McLaren coming out of the pit lane. I think that was Van Dorn, and the Renault right behind us. We go side by side with Gio, get very close to his side pods. We lose the back end a little bit, but even with DRS, we can't get him on the exit. We have another look like we did on Verline down the inside to maybe spook him, but it just doesn't work, so we have to settle down behind the Toro Rosso man. So a little bit unfortunate, and really I'm blaming that one on Pascal, because of the fight I had with him, I lost momentum and just general rhythm of the circuit, and we lost the place to Gio from that, I feel. And now onto lap 14, a few laps later, annoyingly Giovinazzi's now on the back of Verline, so it looks like even after, Verline had some pace there to fight me, but now he's kind of lagging behind, and Giovinazzi might be the one overtaking him and getting up into 7th, so that'll be a little bit annoying, or 6th I should say rather. Now Gio makes a move down the inside of Verline. Now we're coming to the turn 1, just kind of take this a bit cautious, see what we can do, just see if any of them make a mistake. We have to go a little bit opposite lock on the exit there, but Verline's lost the place there indefinitely to the Toro Rosso man. We've got DRS and Verline there, but didn't really help us out too much. But let's just stick this behind. We get very close to his gearbox. He's going to give us the room as we go down the inside, side by side with Verline once more. He left us the room there. Really poor traction off that corner, but we can't make a move into left-hander, so we're going to have to stick behind, go off the circuit a little bit, so just kind of hang back a little bit, get some clean air once more, compose ourselves. We're in rich mix at the moment. We go back down to standard because I don't want to burn out my fuel too much. Onto the very next lap, lap 15, on the final corner. As we come around, you can see Stoffel Van Dorn in the McLaren is looking around my gearbox. So it looks like after all this, we're finally going to have a battle with Van Dorn. Obviously, we had many battles in Season 2, yet to have one in Season 3. But we go down the inside of Pascal Verline because I know the opportunity is there. I had to make that move because Van Dorn was looking far too punchy. So I kind of used him as a little bit of a buffer, but that didn't really work as Van Dorn went down the inside of Verline as well. So just showing how much lack of pace Pascal has now on lap 16 as two cars are able to overtake him. And so my plan of hopefully using him as a barricade to Van Dorn really didn't work. And so we're going to have Stoffel right on the back of us here. So the current defending world champion is going to try and overtake, well, me, the one who lost the championship last season. So this might be a little bit bitter right now, and if he's going to get past this, I'm not going to be too happy about it. But it looks like he has some really great pace. Of course, he's on the soft tyres, so he will have good pace. I think he might be on a 3-stop, so we'll have to see. But he goes down left-hand side. I move to the right. Going to try maybe to send it down the inside to defend from him. We're going to do that as hard as we can. We're going to leave him, have to leave him in the room, but I try and squeeze him as much as I can on the left-hand side. But he's got good traction. He'll have DRS. I do not. So he goes down my inside. We're going to try our best to hang around the outside, but we go wide like we did on turn 1, and he's got it far too easily. But that is done. That is the move done, and we're down to 7th. Little bit annoying, little bit annoying. I'm still very, very much bitter about how it all ended in Season 2, but them's the brakes. That's how that happened. So Van Dorn comes to the pits on lap 22 now. So I said earlier on when we made our first pit stop, I was thinking maybe lap 20, but our team actually want us to go to lap 22. That just passed. I'm going one more lap because I saw Van Dorn was in. I thought maybe if I can stretch out these primes one more lap, then maybe we can do some really good work on the option tyres right at the end. But we are now definitely confirming that we're doing a 2-stop. And the prime tyres, to be fair, haven't felt too bad. It's lap 22. There are a few laps that I cut out between when Van Dorn overtook me and when we come into the pits right now, lap 23. And you saw we were still right behind Van Dorn. We kept him honest, at least. We were within 1 second the entire time after he overtook us. So that's on worn prime tyres. So I felt like we really did a fantastic job on the primes to really just keep the pace going, to keep up with the McLaren on, fresher soft tyres within 1 second. So I'm really happy about that, and I think that should set us up for a good last stint. We'll have to see where we come out in all of this, but onto those soft tyres, the yellow wall tyre, count the pits, and let's see where we are exactly. I think there may be a car coming down the pit straight. It is a Renault there of Kevin Magnussen. He actually comes side by side with us. We're going to have to squeeze him out, and that is quite a crucial move actually as we come out of the pits to get ahead of the Renault and to keep in clean air, because we saw at Silverstone that Renault now, the Renault engine's not too bad, but so far the Renault Works team, they just haven't had the downforce, but they've really improved so far, and they really did get in our way at Silverstone. So good that we got ahead of Kevin there. And on to lap 25 now, immediately on the back of Pascal Wehrlein, our teammate. We're in 8th place right now, so a few places to make up. But I think a few of these guys are going to come to the pits, but you can see immediately the amount of grip I have over Wehrlein here on these fresh option tyres. He's on worn options, I think that is. So we've got so much grip, and even as we come down to this right-hander, we tried to have a look down the inside. He gives us the room, to be fair, but he just has the natural racing line on the outside, so it doesn't make anything, I don't make anything of it. So through the second last corner, I think Wehrlein really struggling with his tyres, and he's going to come into the pits. So yeah, really struggling there. So he comes in, so he's definitely on a 3-stop. So bit of a split strategy between the two Mercedes cars here. So we'll have to talk about the team to the team about that. So that's a bit of a weird situation, because usually what the team like to do is put us on the same strategy. So split strategy for the first time in a while there. So we go down to turn 1. We're now up into 4th place. Verstappen 3rd. Ricciardo is in 2nd. So I wonder who's in 1st place. I don't know, because Gasly's behind us in 5th, so that's very odd. I don't know actually who's in 1st place that means. So as we cut later on to lap 26, right behind Max Verstappen, and there it is, Lewis Hamilton leads the Hungarian Grand Prix after all the bad luck Hamilton's had. He's leading the Hungarian Grand Prix, but here we go on lap 27, down the inside of Max Verstappen. This will be for the podium position. He's on prime tyre, so this is crucial for us, being on the faster tyre. We've got that place, and to be up in a podium position at the moment after how the car was feeling in qualifying and at the beginning of the race, particularly the first 8 laps, this is absolutely bloody fantastic. So lap 29 right now, we're trying to catch up on Daniel Ricciardo, who's equally catching up on Hamilton, and Gasly is now overtaking Verstappen for 4th place, and he's trying to chase us down. He's on fresh tyres. Gasly, the only one of this top 4 who's made a 3-stop. Right now, the top 3 here of Hamilton, Ricciardo, myself, all on a 2-stop. So Gasly right behind us in the mirrors on lap 34. Ricciardo's got DRS on Hamilton. I've got DRS on Ricciardo, and Gasly has DRS on me. So we're all sort of just bunching up together as we all start to wear out our tyres, and we all just kind of really come together right at the end of the race. So this might be a very tasty final lap as we're on lap 34, the second last lap of course, but we're catching up to Ricciardo as we come through towards the last corner now on the second last lap, through to the last lap of the Grand Prix, lap 35. We're coming through. Ricciardo's going to have DRS on Hamilton. I'm going to have DRS on him, but Gasly's going to be behind us with DRS on me. Here he comes, the Red Bull car with that brilliant Renault engine and great straight line speed this season. We're going to have to try and dart down the inside as Gasly takes to the outside, side by side, a big lock up from us on the left hand side. A bit of smoke coming from our engine, I think that was on the replay camera, but we go side by side with the Frenchman in the Red Bull once more, just like Brazil, and we're going to have to try and hang it around the outside. This time we do great stuff to get some good traction, and here we go. We just get some traction on the exit in that second part, and crucially we just get it, and Gasly backs out, and we've got 3rd place back from the Frenchman. So it looks like this may be where it ends. And so as we move on to the end of the Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton's going to come through to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. Ricciardo 2nd. We're going to get a fantastic podium position there in 3rd place, just ahead of Pierre Gasly. But what a win that is for Lewis Hamilton after all the misery he's had this season, even last season with his return to McLaren. Wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Of course, the Hungarian Grand Prix is famed to be a sort of Hamilton circuit, and so he's shown it today and really dragged that McLaren up, because the McLaren by no means is the fastest car this season. You know, they spent so much money at the end of last season developing it that this season they've been a bit lagging behind Red Bull and Ferrari. But as I've said before, that on the day, the McLaren can bring it home this season. And so Hamilton just done just that, you know, brilliant drive from him. So he wins it. Ricciardo second, so it must be frustrating again for Ferrari to come so close to a win yet again. But somehow they're probably still leading the constructors, I think. So they're without a win this season, and yet they're leading the constructors. So that's going to be at least something for them. Some consistency at least compared to last season. We go home in third, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So guys, if you did enjoy that episode, smash the like button. A fantastic episode. Great battle with Pascal. That was absolutely awesome to watch. And just really great to have as well. So let me know what you thought about that as well. If you're new around here, then do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. Guys, as ever, I really hope you have enjoyed the episode. Hope you enjoyed it today. And I'll see you guys next time. I'll leave you with the post-race interviews. Goodbye.
Well, a tough-fought race out there for you today. Looked fun. Tell us how it was for you.
Yeah, it was a good race for us today. Really happy with third place, considering where we were in qualifying. You know, especially me. I mean, Pascal was a bit better off. And, you know, to be fair, we brought a few little updates to the Grand Prix today, so we were hoping for an improvement. We didn't really see it too much in qualifying, and I just really couldn't find a balance in the setup early on in the weekend. But the car felt a lot better on the heavier fuel, as it has done this season, and I think our strategy played out really well. I think the two-stop was inspired from the team. The team tried the three-stop with Pascal, and you know, it seems like it didn't really work. And you know, to be honest, I thought I may be switching to a three-stop halfway through that race, but I had to keep faith on the prime tyre. Even though it was a little bit slow and not feeling too great, we were able to keep up with Van Dorn, and that was very promising. And from then on, it looked really good. You know, being able to keep up with the McLaren on the soft tyre, because clearly the McLaren was a very good car around here today. Hamilton, absolutely crazy for him to win after the McLarens really didn't look like they were really anywhere before the weekend, but they've looked pretty good all throughout the weekend. And obviously Hamilton, you know, obviously very good at Hungary as a circuit. So yeah, well done to him. But yeah, very chuffed with third place, and yeah, some great battles out there, and really happy to able to keep the Red Bulls behind.
You got pretty feisty with your teammate in the race there. Is there anything that needs to be discussed behind closed doors? No,
I honestly don't think so. Yeah, you mentioned it got a little bit tasty in the middle, but I guess we just have just a really good fight with Pascal. I really enjoyed it actually, and I'm sure we can laugh about it after the race. I'm sure maybe in the moment there was a few things said under the helmet, under something you guys didn't hear, but you know, it was a good fight. And you know, it's been a while since me and Pascal really fought on track. You know, he's had a tough time getting to grips with this year's car, and it's nice to see him finally you know, come into his own, and it was great to have a little battle with him. Unfortunate, as I said, his strategy just didn't end up being the correct one, so hopefully we can get that right next race and be right up there. It'd be great if we can continue to score good points, and if we get right up there near to the podium, both of us, and we can start to overhaul teams in the constructors at the moment, because obviously that is you know, along with the driver championship, that's the other goal, the constructors. But no, nothing to discuss behind closed doors, and I think it was pretty good.
All right, thanks for your time.
All right, thanks a lot. Cheers.